You've never known true hunger, not the kind that makes your mother's face look like a meal. 87 pioneers sought a golden future, but the Sierra Nevada mountains had a different menu in mind. Watch until the very end, because the final survivor found in the camp wasn't just alive. He was well fed. April 1846. The Donner and Reed families leave Illinois. They were rich. They were hopeful. They were doomed. They took the Hastings cutoff, a shortcut promised by a man who had never actually walked it. The desert broke their spirit. The salt flats drank their water and killed their cattle. By the time they reached the mountains, they were weeks behind. The sky turned a bruised, heavy black. October 31st, Halloween. The pass was blocked by 5 feet of snow. The traps snapped shut. They retreated to Truckee Lake. They built cabins out of desperation and frozen logs. The snow didn't stop. It reached 20 feet. They were living in a tomb beneath the frost. First, they ate the pack rugs. Then, they boiled the leather of their shoes into a disgusting bitter glue. Then the horses were gone. Then the dogs. The silence that followed was terrifying. December 15th. The first human heart stopped beating. It would not be the last. The Forlorn Hope group set out on snowshoes. 15 souls walking into a white void. They ran out of food in 6 days. On the 9th day, they began to discuss the unthinkable. They drew lots, but fate was faster. Patrick Dolan was the first to be consumed. They ate his heart. They ate his liver. They wept while they chewed. Back at the cabins, the children were dying. Mrs. Reed had to watch her babies' faces turn into bone. They began to label the meat. This is Mr. Foster. This is Antonio. 2 Native American guides, Luis and Salvador, refused to eat human flesh. They were hunted down and shot, not for a crime, but for their bodies. February 1847, the first rescue party arrives. They find a nightmare. Are you from California? They asked. Or do you come from heaven? But the rescuers couldn't take everyone. They had to choose who to leave behind to starve. George Donner, the leader, was too weak to move. His arm was rotting with gangrene. His wife, Tamsin, refused to leave him. She stayed in the death camp for love. When the third rescue party arrived, only one man remained at the lake, Louis Kesseberg. They found a pot of fresh human liver in his cabin. He said he found it delicious. He was accused of murdering Tamsin Donner. He denied it, but he never denied eating her. Out of 87, only 47 survived. Most were children. They never spoke of it. The survivors lived in a silence that lasted for decades. But the mountains remember. The Sierra Nevada still holds the ghosts of the hungry. To this day, hikers at Donner Lake report hearing the sound of a woman crying and the clinking of metal on bone. They weren't monsters when they started. They were mothers, fathers, and dreamers. Hunger is a monster that lives inside all of us. It only needs the right winter to come out. The story of the Donner Party is a warning. Never take the shortcut. Never underestimate the darkness of the human heart when the stomach is empty. They were the pioneers of the abyss, and their legend is written in the very ice you stand on. Can you hear them? The wind is whispering their names. History is a dinner party, and you are invited. Don't look away. The mountains are watching you back. This was the Donner Party, a tragedy of bone and ice. Sleep well tonight, and be grateful for what's in your fridge. Subscribe now to Feed the Darkness. If you don't, the hungry ghosts will know where you live. They're already at your door.